ring light kit for shooting jewellery, glass and metal, really just for small objects. And basically I'm going to go through all the pieces that come in the kit and how you use each part, and also how you put it together, and we'll do some sample shots as well. So let's go through the various parts that are included in the kit. I'll start by talking about the lights that you get in these kits. There's 3 of these ring lights. As you can see, they're continuous, they're neon tubes, colour balanced to 5400 kelvins, so they're actually daylight balanced. And they both come with, 2 of them come with their own little stands, as you can see here, plus a floor standing version. Now you'll get a better idea of how you use all these once we actually put them together and take some test shots with it. But if you can just have a quick look here at just one of these lights, you get an idea of where a ring flash comes in really handy, or ring light comes in handy. You would have seen ring flashes, and this is basically the same concept, except it's a continuous light. So I'm just moving these ones away so I can just show you the effect of just one light. You see here on my hand, there's a nice soft light being cast by the ring light. You can see a shadow on the table is quite soft, and that's the advantage of these ring lights. So you're getting this nice, soft, even light in a very compact form, which doesn't consume a lot of electricity because of the type of power source that it uses. And at the same time, this is a 28 watt bulb, 28 watt tube I should say, and that's the same for the other 2. And what it also lets you do is it lets you see exactly what you're going to get, because it's a continuous light source as opposed to a flash. It lets you see exactly where the light is. It gives you the ability to then make adjustments on the fly and then just go shoot from that. You don't have to go do test shots like you would with flash to see exactly what you're going to get. This you can actually see. So let's get to work on putting this together. So here are the parts that come in the kit. As I mentioned, you get 3 ring lights. 2 of them have tabletop stands. The other one comes in a floor stand. And you get the actual tent itself. This is where you're going to put your jewellery, glass or metal work. So this is the main part of that tent. I'm going to show you how it all comes together. So I start off with the 2 sides. Now you'll notice that they are marked B, for instance here, and one of the tabs here is marked B as well, and that'll let you know which side goes with which. So let me just line up the Velcro tabs first. That's one side. That's the other side. So now we'll do the front of the tent. So I like to do the zippers first because I find that a bit easier than actually doing the tab first. Give me a bit more mobility while I put the zippers, line up the zippers and get the side started. And once that's done, just use the Velcro to strengthen the hinge. And now I'm ready to close up the box. And then start zipping it up. Once you finish assembling your tent, it should look something like this. Basically the 2 sides here are what you're going to be shining your light through, and because they're kind of a translucent material, they'll actually diffuse your light inside the tent, and the holes in the front here allow you to put your camera lens through it to take a shot. And of course you will then be putting your objects right inside the light tent here. You're going to have light coming from all sides around it, wrapping in there nicely, giving it a gold diffused surface. So what I'll do is I'll show you how you just set up your lights. Take one of your ring lights about here, should be a good start. On the other side. And again, the 3rd one coming in over the top one. So usually use the back of the tent to try and give a bit of light into there. Right, we've shown you how to set up the light tent kit. So now we'll just give you a quick demonstration on some practical uses of how you can get some nice results with this. Now the first thing to remember is that this light box is pretty much translucent from all sides. So you've got to be careful of where you put it down. If you put it down on a coloured table, for instance like a dark wood table, that colour is going to show through on the base. So there's two ways that you can deal with this. You can either put something inside the light box, like for instance a piece of fabric if you want your subject or your jewellery, whatever it is you're going to be using, sitting on a piece of fabric. That's going to show in the shot. But if you're okay with that, that's fine. If you don't want it showing in the shot, and you want a nice solid base that's white, put something like a white piece of paper, or in this case I've got some nice white fabric, which I'm going to then put my box on top of. If I look through there, I'm going to see that none of the table's texture or any of the little kind of pattern that's on this table is going to show through here. That's a very important thing to remember. The base of this is actually designed to receive light up through it as well. But we're just going to show you how to use a tabletop to do this with. What I'll do now, I've got a nice solid white surface on in my tent. We're going to use this phone to demonstrate one of the things that you may have an issue with and how to deal with it. So as I move the light, you should be able to see the light tube reflected on the phone's surface. That's because the material that the tent is made of is a very thin translucent material. So it can actually see the light bulb itself through that material. In this case, if we put our light directly behind it and we've got our camera coming in through here, they have a perfect line of sight of each other through the reflection of that mobile phone. So by putting our light a little bit further away and off to the side, the line of sight that the mobile phone had, which was right over here, no longer has this light in the way. When I put it in here, you'll be able to see the light on the phone. Over here, our light is still sufficiently soft and bright enough to light the back of our tent and give us nice light on our subject. And it's just a matter of adjusting it using the light stand's various elbows and height adjustments to get the right position for you. And another thing also to remember is when you start to move this light, or any of the lights, a good starting point is to make sure that they're all the same distance apart from the light tent. So in this case we move this one further away, about 2 feet now. So I want to make sure that both of these other lights are about 2 feet away on the sides. So I have a nice even light to start with. The great thing about lighting tents is that they give you a nice and enveloping soft light, which is great, which is what you want to start with. But the problem with that is it can make certain objects look flat. Now we've got here a chrome spigot, which you'll see is should see in the before shot, looks very flat. So that should be showing you now. And what I'm going to do is a very simple thing. Is I'm going to put a couple of black cards inside the tent with it, strategically placed, so what will happen is it will actually reflect a black line down the side of the spigot and gives it that nice kind of dark line you're used to seeing with bright chrome work, which is part of its appeal and makes it look a bit shinier, because right now it's looking pretty flat. So I'll put them in there now and we'll show you what it looks like after. So what you're seeing now is the after shot once we put a couple of black cards inside the light tent to give you an idea of what's going on. These black lines that you're seeing now reflected on the spigot is actually cards that we've put into the light tent to try and restore some of that bright finish that you lose when you go into a flat white surface. So I'm going to just stick my hand into the light tent and I'm going to remove one of these cards and you're going to see the effect that it has. There's my hand there. As I move the card out of the way, you'll see the effect that the card had. So ideally when you're doing this is you're looking through the live view mode of your camera and then you're just simply placing your card into your shot. There's also another card right at the back here. I'll just remove that so you can actually see that it was actually also having an effect as well. Alright, so now we're going to show you the 70cm version of the light tent kit. It's basically the same as the 30cm version, but obviously a bigger tent. I'm going to show you just how easy it is to put it together. So I've already done the other two sides. I'm just going to do one last side here with Velcro tabs. Okay, so here are the two, basically this is the entire kit. Obviously you've got a choice of which tent you want to get, but both kits come with these lights, with all the table stands and the floor stand. Both the kits come with a 2-year warranty and are available from our website.